starts now.
We begin tonight with a news alert out of Washington, D.C. The Senate right now is currently voting on a tentative deal that could end the historically long government shutdown. The proposed deal would fund the government until the end of January. The deal would still need to pass the House and earn the president's signature to become law and reopen the government.
And we have this statement. U.S. Senator Alyssa Slotkin responded to the government funding vote, saying in part, quote, "Tonight, I am voting no on a procedural vote on an appropriations deal that would reopen the government. Since July, I have been clear to earn my vote, Republicans would have to do something to bring down the cost of health care for working and middle-class Michiganders. The promise of a vote in over a month does not meet that threshold," end quote. This is a developing story. Stay with us for the latest updates on air and online at fox2detroit.com.
And now for a check on our other big story, the weather. The Metro Detroit looking like a snow globe today. Many of us getting a taste of winter with cold temps, rain, snow mixed throughout the day, and of course the winds. Those temps could get colder as we start the new work week. Hello and welcome to Fox 2 News at 10. I'm Dave Spencer.
And I'm Hillary Golston. Look, it's just the way things are around here, right? This is Michigan. We're hardy. We get it. Let's check in with Weather Authority Stephanie Mead to see what is in store for us. Hey, Steph.
Hey, yeah, so it's cold. We get even colder heading into tonight, and then we're also factoring in additional snow. Now, this is a live look in Mount Clemens in Macomb County, where they currently have a winter weather advisory until 4 a.m. tomorrow. So visibility, honestly, is not the best in these counties where we do have those winter weather advisories because they are getting some pretty heavy lake effect snow coming in off of Lake Huron. So they have since added Sanilac County. St. Clair County has always been in this. It started at 6 for those folks there, and then for Macomb County also started at 6, goes until about 4 a.m. early tomorrow morning. I do think tonight it's going to be a bit tricky for travel, especially in those locations that do have the winter weather advisory. It's also going to be slick, turning colder, so anything out on any surfaces that hasn't been treated potentially has the chance to freeze over, since temps will be falling well below freezing. But here's that real heavy band of some lake effect snow from all the way up into Port Huron, dragging all the way down into the city. So this is moving quite a bit, and that dark blue usually indicates that we have some intense bands of snow there. So accumulation most likely going to be up between 2, possibly 3 inches of additional snow. We have winter storm warnings out near Chicago and southwestern parts of the state. We will time out when the snow moves out, but if you can't stick around for that, you can always get the latest forecast by checking out the Fox 2 weather app. You can go ahead and download it for free in the Apple Store. Head over to Google Play. Hillary and Dave, over to you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Also new tonight, a father is killed in a head-on crash in Saline Township. His wife fighting for her life in critical condition.
Now, Michigan State Police are trying to figure out exactly how this happened. We know it was a multi-vehicle crash. Let's get to Fox 2's Camila Mary, who spoke to a friend of the victim. Camille, this is just such a sad situation.
It really is. Michigan State Police releasing this information today. I want you to take a look at some video, and we're going to break down what happened. So this actually happened on Friday night in Saline at Michigan Avenue and Willow Road around 7:30. Investigators say the driver of a Dodge Ram pickup truck tried to pass another vehicle, and in the process ended up crashing into another vehicle, sideswiping a semi, and then colliding head-on into a Chevy Silverado. Shane Burleson had been publicly identified as the driver of the Silverado. He was killed in the crash, his wife critically injured. People in other cars were also injured, including 2 small children. The at-fault driver, the man driving the Dodge Ram, was killed. We spoke with an old friend of Shane's. Take a listen.
Whenever we would run into each other, it was always a pleasant conversation. You know, he always had, you know, a funny story to tell, or he, you know, had nothing but good things to say about his kids. Just always one to, you know, tried to be, you know, encouraging. You know, if you needed a friend, he'd be there in a heartbeat.
Now, his wife, Chrissy, has a long road ahead of her. A GoFundMe has been set up for the family. We'll be putting a link on our website, fox2detroit.com. Live in Brighton, Camila Mary, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, Camille, obviously with this sort of investigation, usually Michigan State Police is going to have to reconstruct the scene to see what happened here. Have they gotten any indication of necessarily who may be at fault here?
Well, the interesting thing is they say that drugs and alcohol were not involved, so that's the good news. But they are investigating this as the Dodge Ram pickup truck went to pass vehicles and then ended up kind of a domino effect, hitting all these other cars and them hitting each other, and in the process all of these people, it kind of ended with that Chevy Silverado that Shane was driving in, and then that at-fault driver who essentially caused all this, according to police. Now, police are not identifying him right now at this time, and we've been looking at social media, but we have not found out who that man is. Hillary, back to you.
All right, thank you, Camila Mary, live for us tonight.
Another crash to tell you about. A single car crash in St. Clair Shores claims the life of 2 men. Last night, a driver on westbound 94 near East 8 Mile went off the road, then struck a tree. A 40-year-old man from St. Clair Shores and a 26-year-old man from Clinton Township were killed. Now, according to police, witnesses say they were driving recklessly and lost control. The crash remains under investigation.
Just look at this, a mess left behind at a store in Royal Oak. Police say a car slammed into the front of the building here, leaving what you see, that massive hole. It happened this afternoon at Ulta Beauty on Woodward Avenue. Crews were there trying to board up the entrance. Thankfully, no one was hurt here. The cause of that crash is still under investigation. We have some new developments in a local case that, as we know, made some pretty big national headlines.
Yep. John Skelton, the dad of the 3 young Morenci boys who vanished back in 2010, is set to walk out of prison. The 53-year-old will be released on the 29th of this month. It was Thanksgiving Day back in 2010 that his boys, Andrew, Alexander, and Tanner, were last seen, their disappearance sparking an Amber Alert. Now, they were never found. Earlier this year, a court declared them legally dead. Police have testified that they think the dad killed them given his internet search history. He was convicted of unlawful imprisonment. John Skelton said a woman he knew was caring for the boys. However, police have never been able to prove this woman ever existed.
Well, Tuesday is Veterans Day, so today people in Detroit came out to honor those who put their lives on the line to serve our country, and certainly everyone here at Fox 2, we support them.
They definitely deserve it. It was a pretty good turnout, as you could see, in spite of the weather. Roughly 2,000 veterans taking part in the annual Veterans Day parade in Corktown. Fox 2's Rich Luderman on air. He's an Air Force veteran, I should say. He was the MC. Dozens of organizations registered to be a part of this event. This was the 20th year for the parade, which also features what they call a 4-star 4-mile race. And Fox 2 is proud to support the efforts to prevent and end veteran homelessness, not just in Metro Detroit, but all across the country as well. That's why Fox is partnering with U.S. vets through the Make Your Camo Your Cause campaign. To learn more about this campaign or to donate, just scan the QR code right there on your screen. You can shop for camo or just wear it, then snap a selfie or video and share it on social media using the hashtag HonorUSVets.
Okay, all right, we're feeling good.
Yes,
I know you're feeling good, Chris. I know you're feeling good, Shale. You feeling good?
I'm feeling great.
All right, me too.
Feeling great.
So it was fantastic. It wasn't just a big comeback for the Detroit Lions. It was also a big night for President Donald Trump.
Yeah, he became the first sitting president in nearly half a century to attend a regular season NFL game. During a chat with Fox broadcasters Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma, the president talked about his time playing high school football.
We were trying to look up your stats, and we wanted to know how many touchdowns did you have back then? 6,
right
7?
I'm not sure I had any. I'm not sure. It's a long time ago. But
there you are.
I did. Oh, wow.
1st and 10. 46.
All right, so President Trump also talked about the Commanders' plans to return to Washington with a new stadium, which he wants to name after himself.
Washington on defense now. Detroit tosses it deep. Kick right side. Inside the 20. Inside the 10. Inside the 5. Touchdown. Detroit Lions. 44 yards.
Yes, sir.
And then there was the game, if you could call it that. The Lions put on a show in Washington. They scored on all 8 offensive possessions and beat the Commanders 44-22. Woody will have much more from D.C. later in the newscast, a complete wrap and an hour-long SportsWorks at 11 with reaction from the locker room and analysis at the roundtable as well.
Well, we have a lot to be thankful for as sports fans in Detroit today. So we're going to keep the good feelings rolling. The Detroit Red Wings Foundation has teamed up with Meyer for a very important donation.
They are investing in youth hockey. They're making a $15,000 donation to the East Side Hockey Ice Arena in Detroit. The goal, giving kids who might not usually have the opportunity to play hockey a chance to get on the ice in, of course, Hockeytown.
I remember being a kid here growing up and playing at this rink, and the rink looks great. This is true building in the community, helping the community. A lot of kids in this area want to play hockey, and this rink is really making it possible.
We are making sure that we are leaning into the We Are Hockeytown mantra, and a part of that is our community rink program, where we are servicing 5 rinks across the state of Michigan to help them with upgrades that they need to continue the growth of the game.
When we took over this in 2012, we had about 200 kids that were playing hockey. At this point in time, we have over 500 kids that participate in the program.
Now, this donation is also part of the Red Wings' 100th anniversary celebration.
Airlines suing the federal government, saying we lost millions of dollars during this government shutdown because of your order to scale back flights between 10 to 40% and already thousands of missed flights. Is that something you could see coming here?
Absolutely.
So, what other legal battles could await the Trump administration after the government shutdown? Plus, what is at stake right now? It's coming up in the interview. The Senate could be moving towards ending the government shutdown, as we reported at the top of the show, with a procedural vote that may give way to a final resolution. But until the particulars assume their definitive form, SNAP benefits, air travel, all the victim of systemic inertia. I spoke with Ronald Zambrano about what this all means and about this clearly legislative impotence. The Trump administration and the USDA could say we are totally constrained by the Appropriations Act, and therefore we can look to the ADA, the Anti-Deficiency Act, and say that this money wasn't necessarily appropriated. It's in a contingency fund, and therefore it's a violation of existing law for us to allocate this money that Congress hasn't specifically set aside for SNAP benefits. Couldn't the Trump administration legally and maybe cogently make that argument?
They are making that argument, and it is a cogent argument. I don't think from a legal perspective, from an academic standpoint, for those of us in the legal profession, it's not out of line in a certain extent. It's more of a whether or not there's a will to fund a program that feeds 42 million people when a judge, a lower court judge, has already ordered that you should use the contingency funds because a couple dozen Democratic attorney generals have said that those funds should be used because there's precedent for that. So although there is, from a legal standpoint, 2 sides to the story, there is already a precedent to use these contingency funds. 2 judges have ordered that those funds be used. So to continue the fight is an interesting decision from a tactical perspective. Again, this is all really a part of a larger negotiations for purposes of voting to reopen the government.
Even the DOT and the FAA could be sued because they act as arms of the federal government. And if it falls within waiver limits, maybe say under the Tucker Act, that you could see airlines suing the federal government, saying we lost millions of dollars during this government shutdown because of your order to scale back flights between 10 to 40% and already thousands of missed flights. Is that something you could see coming here?
Absolutely, and they would do it not with the expectation of getting really making themselves quote unquote whole, but really to fire across the bow to the federal government's like, you guys cannot continue to do this again. This is way beyond what's normal, even for the government shutdowns. At least I've been in the United States since 1979 when I was born, and nothing like that. This is so unprecedented. So to the extent you guys intend, this is now the airlines talking, you guys intend to act like this again, we are going to come after you for the money that we lose. And I think it's fair.
Referencing the constitutional necessity doctrine, where the idea here is that the Constitution shouldn't paralyze itself, that the tenets of the Constitution shouldn't do that. So even though the power of the purse is vested with Congress, if they are unable to come to some sort of conclusion, the executive authority that's vested in the president should be able to allow him to move. Should he pull that lever? Can he?
I think he should. Yes, he can. You've made a great point on this doctrine, and he absolutely should, to feed American families. He could just be like, I'm trying to feed you. You may not like it, or you may like it, but you guys should be fed. We'll figure it out later. But I don't want people to go hungry. And I think that'll serve not only him politically, but the 42 million Americans that need these funds to feed themselves.
So what else is going on here? We explore the edges of executive discretion. If for some reason this Senate deal unravels, what legal precedents might allow the administration to compel the return of SNAP payments already distributed? You can watch the full interview online at fox2detroit.com.
Waymo making its way to the Motor City. Your sunroof could spring a leak, and apparently the Ford Lightning lacked the thunder when it comes to sales. All ahead in the Fox 2 Fast Lane. Steph.
And we're looking at more inclement weather. I do think we have some slick road conditions in store for us come Monday because of the snow we're seeing now. Few flurries stick around for the day tomorrow, too. We do have a milder end to the week, so we do see a little bit of light at the end of the horizon. But here's our current sky tracker right now. We have some pretty heavy snow bands from St. Clair County, Macomb County, now extending into the city itself. So we'll have timing on this in the forecast coming up right around the break.
At least at first. The Motor City will mark Waymo's 6th location in the U.S. as the ride-hailing service expands nationwide. The company has been testing its fleet in New York since July and testing in Newark as well. This summer, Waymo expanded to the city of Atlanta, teaming up with Uber. And the internet was stunned about this one to find out that car sunroofs actually have drains. That's right. This came to light after a woman went viral on TikTok showing how her car flooded because her sunroof's drain got clogged. Most of the people in the comments say they've never heard of a sunroof drain, but it is a real thing. Car experts say drains usually work automatically, but heavy dirt, debris, or dirt from off-roading can block them. A quick check at the shop or a little DIY clean out can save you from a soggy surprise. And let's talk about a shocking switch for Ford. The automaker reportedly considering ending production of its all-electric F-150 Lightning pickup trucks. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. It comes after mounting losses and more challenging market conditions for EVs. What makes it really surprising, the F-150 Lightning is the best-selling electric pickup in all the country. Ford previously paused production of the truck because of supply chain issues, but now they plan to focus on gas-powered models. Ford's overall EV operations have reportedly lost the company billions of dollars annually in recent years. In the Fox 2 Fast Lane, I'm Dave Spencer.
Yeah, definitely feeling the effects of winter right now. This is a live look over the city, and it's kind of hard to make out what exactly we're looking at because they are seeing some active snow right now. Some of it's getting caught on our lens. So we are looking at a snowy evening for some spots here in southeast Michigan. It does include parts of Macomb County, St. Clair County, and up near Sanilac County for right now. And all three of those counties are included in a winter weather advisory until 4 a.m. early Monday morning. So I would bet on seeing a tricky travel into work tomorrow morning, not just for those locations, but for pretty much everybody, because a lot of us picked up on snow today. Roadways are wet. Temps tonight are going to be falling below freezing. So I don't think tomorrow is going to be super easy. And it's the first of, winter season here in terms of those slick road conditions. So take it easy if you're planning on heading into work early tomorrow morning. We do have a few lake effect snow bands from Port Huron extending all the way into Wayne County. So that is the city of Detroit. And then an additional line of some snow up near parts of Genesee County. So that's going to stay just a little further north of us. But this is all encompassed with this area of low pressure that is tracking just to the south and east of us here. So that's going to continue to bring in some lake effect snow bands overnight, potentially into early tomorrow morning. And then I do think through Monday, we should see the snow subside for a lot of locations. But I do think as we head through the day tomorrow, we're looking at tacking on an additional 2 to possibly 4 inches for those locations underneath that winter weather advisory. So Macomb, Sanilac, and St. Clair County. 32 right now in the city. City, 28 in Lansing right now, 26 tonight for an overnight low. Temps are going to fall off quickly. It's going to get cold for us here. And our feel-like temps tomorrow morning, they're going to feel bitter cold. Most of us are going to be in the lower teens to start off Monday morning. Daytime highs will be in the mid-30s, 38 degrees Tuesday. By Wednesday, we're returning back to the mid-40s. Breezy conditions, too, accompanied with those warmer temperatures as well. Daytime highs by the end of the week should be nearing almost 50 degrees. Woody, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Stephanie. The Pistons and Red Wings in action on this Sunday night. We'll track their progress. But the big story, the Lions and the dominating performance that the team turned in against Washington. Offense, defense, special teams. We've got it all. I'm Woody Woodruff. It's Next in Sports. Respond. That word has got to be written on a wall at the Meyer Performance Center because the Lions continue to step up after losses. On Sunday, the squad taking a giant step forward by stepping all over the Washington Commanders. The Lions offense dominated this one from the start. Detroit driving 10 plays on their first possession, and Jahmyr Gibbs took this Jared Goff pass over the middle and scored from 14 yards out to give Detroit a lead they never relinquished. Second quarter, 14-3 Lions when Gibbs took the handoff and busted outside. And watch this. He was stood up at the 4 but kept pushing and got a lot of help from his teammates to score again. That made it 21-3. Moved to the second half. Jared Goff with one of his 3 touchdown passes. This one to Jamison Williams, who flipped into the end zone. Jamo with 119 yards receiving in this one. And finally, how about one more from Gibbs? A huge game for him. He ran for 142 yards, caught 3 passes for 30 more, and scored 3 times. The Lions had points on their first 8 possessions, and they blasted the Commanders 44-22 the final.
Good to see our guys respond. You know, I'm not surprised. I knew they'd be ready to go. That's just what they do. We got the right guys, man. They, you could feel it all week. There was really nobody that didn't play at a high level right now that I can think of. I mean, I thought Jamo showed up, man. St. Brown, Gibbs, obviously, Laporta. That whole line, man, stepped up. Got us the run game going, protected Goff. It was great, man. We were much better across the board, and that's much more our style of football. So proud of the guys. Good win.
The NHL, the Red Wings hosting the Blackhawks. Detroit on the penalty kill, looking to slow Chicago's power play in the first minute after a Dylan Larkin tripping penalty. Connor Bedard fires it past John Gibson for the goal. Blackhawks up 1-0. Later in the period, Lucas Raymond shoots. The puck goes through Arvid Soderblom's legs, and Larkin gets just enough on it for the goal to tie the game at 1. Second period, Chicago up 2-1. Bad day for Detroit's power play. The Red Wings with 4 minutes on the man advantage to end the second period. They had a couple of chances to score but couldn't capitalize. Detroit went 0 for 5 with a man advantage, and the penalty kill wasn't any better. Third period, Bedard finds Tyler Bertuzzi in front of the net, and he goes 5-hole and scores. Chicago goes 3 for 3 on the man advantage. They beat Detroit 5-1. Pistons in Philly to play the Sixers. This one close late. 2 minutes left. Pistons up 2. Kate Cunningham drives down the lane and slams it. Detroit up 4. Under 30 seconds to go. Philly cuts Detroit's lead down to 1. Cunningham dribbles in the paint, almost loses the ball, catches it, turns around and hits the deuce. 26 points for Cunningham. Final chance for the 76ers. Need a 3 to tie. Tyrese Maxey puts up a shot at the buzzer, but it's no good. That was close, but the Pistons win it 111-108 the final. And we'll talk about all the happy times and the sad times at the round table with Mike Stone and Pat Caputo of Sportsworks Sunday night following this newscast. Can't wait.
A lot of people are talking about the fact that Dan Campbell was there on the sideline with a little sheet
with the chart. You saw him with his glasses on too, calling plays. You know, he did that in the past when Anthony Lynn was the offensive coordinator.
It worked today.
And it worked then, and it worked today. So, you know, is there maybe trouble for John Gibson as the offensive coordinator? I don't know, but that will definitely be part of the discussion at the round table.
Right. I just love the fact that he got involved because it's absolutely necessary, and I think all of us in Detroit can hang our hats on this phrase.
What phrase?
Revenge is best served what?
Cold. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We'll talk about all that.
Sounds good.
See you then.
Perfect.
Well, there are a lot of people in Michigan who woke up to their first dose of snow, where we really get that inaugural baptism of this season temperament, which means a lot of the white stuff. A few in the Great Lakes area saw a few inches accumulate, along with the high winds all throughout the day. So what are we in store for as we go forward? I feel like it's kind of a thing. This is winter almost in Michigan.
Pretty much. I think we're at the beginnings of it. There will be a little bit of an improvement by the end of the week, but we still have more of the snow to get through before we get there. And here's a picture of the city of Detroit. This picture just keeps getting more and more clogged up by the snow that we're seeing down in the metro area right now. So there is still snow actively falling, but right now we are getting some lake effect snow from areas up near Port Huron, from Lake Huron. And this stretch of I-94, you see a lot of dark blues. It's going to be kind of tricky for folks that are heading in and out of this stretch of I-94 from Port Huron, extending all the way down into Wayne County. That is that lake enhanced snow we've been talking about. So visibility is not going to be the best. This is most likely sticking now too, because temperatures are below freezing for a lot of spots. This is where we find winter weather advisories too, and they usually issue this when their travel is going to be difficult. So keep that in mind for folks in Macomb County, Sanilac County, and also parts of St. Clair County as well. This goes until 4 o'clock early tomorrow morning. So this is most likely going to continue to be an issue not only overnight, but through the morning drive come Monday. We have additional snow showers out near southwestern parts of the state too. So a lot of the region, as mentioned before, really experiencing this winter-like weather. So lake effect snow, again, is going to be an issue for us overnight, early tomorrow. It begins to weed itself out, though, as we head through tomorrow afternoon. And by the end of the day tomorrow, I think a lot of us between 2 to probably 4 additional more inches of snow where we do have those winter weather advisories. So Sanilac County, Macomb County, and St. Clair County. We're in the low 30s right now. Temps are going to continue to fall as we head through the overnight. We're going to wake up cold. These are our feel-like temperatures. So lower teens. There could be a few spots maybe in the single digits. So dress warmly, and especially those kids waiting out for the bus stop tomorrow morning as well. 38 degrees Tuesday. We're back to the 40s on Wednesday. Still looking at some winter-like precip. Here's the extended-like forecast. Temps will be in the 40s Thursday, Friday. We're nearing 50 this upcoming weekend. Don't forget, you can always get the latest forecast by checking the Fox 2 Weather app. You can download it for free in the App Store or go over to Google Play. Hillary, over to you.
All right, thank you so much. We're continuing to monitor developing news from our nation's capital. The Senate is currently voting on a tentative deal after a procedural vote that could end the historically long government shutdown, now 40 days. The proposed deal would fund the government until the end of January. If it's passed, the deal will still need to pass the House and earn President Donald Trump's signature to become law, and then, of course, in turn, reopen the government.
And lawmakers from Michigan already weighing in. U.S. Senator Gary Peters, for example, responding to his no vote on the government funding vote, saying in part, quote, "I have repeatedly said that I cannot get behind a deal that doesn't take immediate action to prevent Michiganders' health care costs from skyrocketing more than they already have. But Republicans have made it clear they won't even lift a finger to address rising health care costs in this country," end quote. Of course, this is a developing story. Stay with us for the updates on air and online at fox2detroit.com.
Well, this happens from time to time where we see something that certainly someone wants answers on, and a Detroit woman now is looking for those. She says Detroit police tased both her and her 15-year-old son last weekend.
Yeah, here's the thing. She's 8 months pregnant, and her son has epilepsy. This all started with a situation over on Detroit's east side.
Come on, how y'all tasering her belly that big? He had seizures and y'all on him like that. Girl.
We're told a relative was murdered. Police and family showed up at a house on Cheshire Street, and it was a chaotic situation, to say the least.
Next thing you know, I hear somebody say he's a minor, and I realized that my son done charge for this officer. Because you see somebody attack your mama, what you gonna do?
Now, in a statement, Detroit police say the boy was being combative and they used a taser on him. The pregnant woman was close by and hit accidentally. Police say EMS checked the woman out and found out that she was not hit by any of the taser prongs. Now, the department is conducting an investigation.
Well, we might be closer to justice in this case. A Detroit man accused of a deadly Halloween shooting has now been charged. This happened Halloween night on Pearl Street in southwest Detroit. Police tell us a 27-year-old man, William DuPero, shot and killed a 44-year-old at this home. Now, during the argument, prosecutors said the victim went outside to tell DuPero to leave. And that's when he allegedly fired that fatal shot. DuPero is facing first-degree murder and felony firearm charges.
Months after a teenager was shot and killed at a Detroit playground, a man allegedly responsible is now facing charges. This all happened at Adams Butzel's Rec Playground on Linden Street back in August. 21-year-old Terrell Youngblood is accused of shooting a 16-year-old boy multiple times before running away. The teen was eventually taken to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. Youngblood is now facing murder, felony firearm, and carrying a concealed weapon charges.
All right, so this is continuing. Police still looking for the suspect after two men were murdered Wednesday night inside a barbershop on the west side of Detroit. Now, this happened at the Fly Cuts barbershop on Greenfield. This is just south of 8 Mile. Police say the front window, as you can see there, was totally shot out. And both of the victims, both male, found inside in what appears to be a targeted attack. Now, if you know anything about this, please reach out to Detroit Police, or you can call Crime Stoppers, 1-800-SPEAK-UP. A former Huron Valley's women prison correctional officer is facing serious charges. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel says 22-year-old Joshua Lee of Wyandotte allegedly had sex with inmates there. Lee has been charged with 4 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct.
4 lawsuits here that detail the grotesque abuse that this man imposed on people that were vulnerable. He would utilize narcotics to sedate the women so that if he was ever questioned, he could just say, "My goodness, they're delusional."
Well, there you hear it right at the outset there. Sinai Grace Hospital, which is part of the Detroit Medical Center, is facing 4 new lawsuits tied to a former nurse accused of sexually assaulting patients. We're told multiple survivors have come forward with allegations against 47-year-old Wilfredo Figueroa Barrios. Now, since he was charged, there has been more developments in this case. Sinai Grace Hospital released a statement saying in part it prioritizes the safety of its patients. The hospital goes on to say it's fully cooperating with law enforcement. The war in Ukraine rages on, but Russia's top diplomat says he's ready to meet with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in person. Coming up, we're going to take a look at what's in store for their potential future meeting and whether or not it'll have anything to do with the potential resolution. All that's coming up.
Developing tonight, Russia's top diplomat says he's ready to meet with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
However, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says Russia won't give up its core conditions for ending the war in Ukraine. Now, President Trump called off a planned summit with Vladimir Putin last month. Russia and Ukraine continue trading daily attacks on each other's energy infrastructure. And now, citizens who were there, who have been forced to evacuate, well, as you might imagine, they're feeling the impact.
Where should I come back? There's no place to come back to. I don't have an apartment there anymore. There are no close people left there. Everything is ruined.
Now, as we said, this is all contingent on a few things, so we're waiting to see whether Lavrov and Rubio will actually talk. President Zelensky is asking its Western allies, though, to step up the pressure on Russia.
Check out this scene in Naples, Florida. A Florida teen behind bars after leading police on a chase on a dirt bike. Deputies spotted the 15-year-old boy speeding and doing stunts on the sidewalk. And when they tried to stop him, the teen drove away, weaving around traffic. He was arrested after going down a hill and getting stuck in a ditch. Now he's being charged with fleeing and eluding law enforcement.
Please don't take me to jail.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I safely remove it out of here.
That's it. That's all that.
What's in this back here? Uh-oh.
I'm sorry to say this if you're from Florida, but they say sometimes it can only happen in Florida. Well, look at this. Out of Flagler County, they released this body cam video of a fentanyl bust. The repeat offender caught red-handed during a traffic stop for an unregistered motorcycle. During a search, deputies found a gun and 24 grams of fentanyl in his pockets. David Burley is now being held without bond and faces drug trafficking charges.
Coming up, we are taking you inside a popular shopping event aimed at supporting small businesses all across Metro Detroit. For more on all things Detroit at Eastern Market. That story is next.
Oh, as a native Detroit, every time we can, we want to celebrate the city of Detroit. Yeah. And what better way to do that than with an annual event known as All Things Detroit.
This event not only celebrates the Motor City, but entrepreneurs who make up its vibrant small business community. As Fox 2's Ingrid Kelly tells us, it also helps give those businesses an economic boost.
As the countdown to Christmas continues, a retail opportunity that celebrates the Motor City.
I saw it on the news, actually. Wanted to come out and check it out.
I'm looking for the special thing, just special things.
Shoppers from near and far making their way to Eastern Market for all things Detroit.
Everything local made, get early start on Christmas shopping.
This yearly shopping extravaganza is the brainchild of Jennifer Crawford Williams, who started this initiative as a way to support small business entrepreneurs in Michigan.
It's so necessary because small businesses are the backbone to the community, so events like All Things Detroit is the blueprint of what ecosystems can be everywhere.
Entrepreneurs showcasing merchandise that lets you wear your Detroit pride.
These are our double-sided silk scarves. This is the Detroit City map. It is so versatile, an amazing gift for the holiday season.
Other business owners on site were serving up the flavors of the D.
You should come to Mocha Coffee because our coffee is actually roasted locally right here in Metro Detroit. So you get that bean and it's absolutely fresh, probably roasted 2 days ago.
The great thing about All Things Detroit is that it gives these small business entrepreneurs the visibility that they may not ordinarily get because of the high cost of advertising.
If you have a brick and mortar and you want to get in contact with the community, it's good to just pop up so people know where you are and you can spread the word about your business.
Whipped Up Cosmetics took the opportunity to spread the word about its product line.
It's all natural, home-based. It's a skincare line, and you guys should come check it out.
And celebrate All Things Detroit.
What up, though? What up, though?
In Detroit, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
Part of being chosen. If he stayed, then the hurt was worth holding. I called.
Man, she looks great. She's a new artist, climbing the Billboard chart. Sounds great, all that. Well, she's AI. She's the first of her kind to have a song on the charts coming up. What real-life artists are saying about this fantastic musician here.
All right, trending tonight, a new AI artist by the name of Zanaya Monet is climbing the Billboard charts.
Yeah, now, as is to be expected, real artists are talking about it, of course. In a social media post, music mogul Jermaine Dupri questioned why people are willing to accept there are folks who can't sing, creating songs for a fake person. However, the creator behind the artist, Alicia Jones, defended her creation, saying she views Zanaya as an extension of herself, which I think is totally reasonable, and this is the future.
I guess.
Plus, you can get paid.
You can get paid.
Yeah.
Right?
Somebody's getting paid.
There you go.
Somebody's getting paid. To that.
There you go.
Inauthentic, would you listen to it?
I'd listen to it.
I don't know. I'm sure it sounds just fine.
Yeah.
You know? I'm sure it sounds great.
Like the Christmas music that we all enjoyed this time of year.
Don't get them. Yeah. Well, I love that, but don't get them having robots sing that.
No,
we need a little bit of passion in it. You know?
I go with that.
I feel like the soul of the voice.
Yeah.
That snow's very real.
I was about to say, we are dealing with a little bit of lake effect snow, and you can see where that heavier band setting up from Port Huron all the way down into the city. So that stretch of I-94 is probably going to be a little slick, especially for those late night commuters. We're looking at an additional probably 2 to 3 inches from that in those select spots. So Macomb County, St. Clair County, and Northern Wayne County possibly. Tomorrow morning is also looking much colder. These are our feel-like temperatures out the door, some single digits, also lower teens. So bundle those kids up for the bus stop. Air temps are going to be in the 30s. It is going to be cold winter-like for at least the first couple days this week. Then we see 50s just in time for the weekend. So a little bit of everything.
Cold outside, but the Lions and Pistons are heating up, looking good today. Lions out there against the Washington Commanders. Of course, we'll talk all about it at the roundtable with Pat Caputo and Mike Stone on Sportsworks Sunday night. Can't wait to have you guys all in as well. We'll save you a seat.
Yeah,
can't wait.
That was the perfect segue. Loved it. They are hot indeed. That is Fox 2 News at 10. Thank you so much for being with us.
The Works is next. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
See ya.